Hey everyone, this is my video on how to level legendary gems for the Caldesann's Despair augment that you can add to your ancient items. I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible, so I'm not going to go too in depth. So Caldesan's Despair is an augment you can add to ancient items, and it has to be an ancient item. And it's basically adding stats to your item. So one, it has to be ancient. Two, you need a legendary gem. So this Mutilation Guard is a legendary gem. It fulfills that requirement. And then you have minimum ranks you need, like rank 30 for weapon, rank 40 for ring, rank 50 for armor item. And then you need one of the following three of the items. I'm a Crusader, so I would be going with this Flawless Royal Ruby times 3 to augment strength to my items. So I'm just going to go right into where I want to go with this. So I have, a few nights ago, I finished a Greater Rift 84, and then I made a few attempts at an 85, and I wasn't able to successfully complete it in time. So I need to work on upgrading the stats on my items. And one of the ways of updating the stats of my items is to increase the augments of the Caldesann's Despair that I have on my gear. So I have 13 items, and each of these items have the Caldesann's Despair. Oh, actually, this is the item I have. Look at this cool Swift Mount. I got this like today. It looks like it has a little less damage, but that chance to area damage plus the cooldown reduction was just so sweet when I got that roll. So if I put this one in here, because this is the one I had just like an hour ago, you see the Caldesann's Despair on there. It's 360 strength, and that comes from a Caldesann's Despair rank 72. That's a gem, a legendary gem that was rank 72 that I augmented that item with. So what I plan on doing is I plan on re-augmenting all my items, because I have anywhere from like lower 70 augments to like mid 60 augments, and I want to get everything up to a rank 80, and I'm hoping that rank 80 will push me over Greater Rift. Get me to Greater Rift 85, maybe even beyond. I'm not sure yet. Considering that I'm at Greater Rift 84, it might be a challenge to attempt to get a ring or gem, a legendary gem, over 84. For example, I have these legendary gems. These are the three I'm using in my rings and neck. And this is rank 84, rank 82, rank 84, and right now re-rolling these is like a 30% chance, depending on what rank, anywhere from Greater Rift 80, and if I'm up to 81 or 82, if I decide to farm those, the chance of getting the upgrade on the rank is very, very low. So I'm just going to shoot for a rank 80 on one of my legendary gems. So I did a little research to try to figure out what exactly I need to do to optimize the time I'm spending, because I'm going to be re-augmenting all 13 of my items to a rank 80 gem, which means I'm going to need I need 13 of these legendary gems, and then I'm going to need to go into Greater Rifts, and I'm figuring anywhere between 25 to 30 Greater Rifts in order to level this up to 80. I don't know yet, but I just went out and farmed 30 of them. Then I'm going to see what happens, and I'll give you a report tonight about how long or how many Greater Rifts I had to do to get a rank 80 on this gem. So what I found out is that if you want to get a 100% guaranteed upgrade on your legendary gem after completing the legendary or completing the Greater Rift, you have to do at least a Greater Rift that's 10 levels minimum above whatever rank you're going for. Now each of these Greater Rifts will give you a chance for 3 rolls on an item. So basically, after you complete it and you get your first roll, which will be 100% if you're doing a rank 10, what will happen is, because this will now be a rank 1 after that first roll, then you're 9 points below the ranking of the rift, and your chance to get a upgrade on this will become 90%. And if that's the case, the next one will be 80%, and then the next one will be 70%. Now, even though for those of you who have been doing this and have started working Caldesann's Despair, you understand that those aren't too bad. Most of the time 90 will upgrade, 70, 80 will upgrade, but not always. And man, these gems take a while to, or these keystones take a while to farm. I want to give to you the optimum guide where we're saying what we're shooting for is 100% chance across the board on every single greater rift you do, guaranteed at the end your time will be well spent, because we don't want to waste time, because man, as I said, I got to do 13 of these things. So here's the streamlined version. So what we're going to do is, if you're not doing the empowered rift, if you're just doing 3 upgrades, what you're going to do is you're going to take this rank 10 and then you're going to add 3 to it. So you could go count 1, 2, and then 3 on the 12 and say that this is 3 levels above. Or you could go for 13 and say that's 3. That all depends on how you count. The problem is even though I would like to tell you that that this would be 1, this would be your second roll, and this would be your third roll, the problem is, and I don't know if this is a bug or if it's just part of the way the game was set, but I have noticed sometimes, even when I go 3 levels above whatever or 13 levels above the ranking, and that's adjusting for 3 rolls, so instead of 10 levels above, we're going 13 because we're adding 3, because we're going to have 3 guaranteed rolls, so we need to go at least 3 above to get 100%. Sometimes I have seen 90%. Maybe that's been changed, but I've seen it where I've tried doing that, and sometimes the final roll will be a 90%. We don't want that. We don't want to get that 90%, because a 90% can still fail. It will. I mean, 10% of the time, it's going to fail. Or what is the joke? 10% of the time, it's going to fail 100% of the time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go the next greater rift above that. And now what we've done is we have absolutely guaranteed that our 3 rolls now are going to be 100% across the board. Now, and if you want to do empowered rift, well, then you're just going to do just 1 more. And this way, when you do these rifts, you are guaranteed every single roll will be 100% when you get to Urshi at the end. So if this legendary gem were like a rank 10, then you're going to want to go up to 24. You would want to go right up to here and do that with the rank 10 legendary gem, and you're guaranteed on, if you're doing the empowered rift, all 4 of your rolls are 100%. So even though I could farm level, right now I'm farming level 80 as part of my experience and farming for Paragon. The problem with doing this, it's going to take about 10 to 15 minutes, hopefully no more than 15, because that means I failed. The problem with this is it's 10 to 15 minutes to get it done. And as you see, the empowered rift is very, very expensive, 451 million. Even though I have 23 billion, I got to do a total of 13 of these. And I'm probably I need to do 13 gems times probably 25 to 30 greater rifts each. So that's going to be huge, huge, huge time commitment. The most effective way of doing this, and yes, you're not going to get a lot of drops at the end when you do the rift, and you're not going to get a lot of experience, but right now, all I'm doing is Caldesann's Despair. I'm doing what I think will help get me up to that greater rift 85 that I can't complete. So I'm going to go down, I'm going to take 14 levels of greater rift above my gem, and then I'm going to do that. And look at this amount that I have to spend for it. I mean, that's like super cheap. Alright, let's get in this, let's get going. This video's starting to get a little bit long. I was hoping it'd be 5 minutes, but man, as you go, you just find things that you want to talk about and mention. It's like, oh shoot, I really should bring up this thing. I don't want to be too in depth, but this one thing is just too important to leave out. As you see, things are going really fast. I expect that this greater rift is at this level, and at my level of greater rifting, I'm going to be able to get this done in about 3 minutes. We'll just say 3 minutes. So if you compare this to doing a greater rift 80, for example, then taking 10 to 15 minutes to complete that greater rift and only being able to get one set of 4 upgrades. And because that legendary gem has no ranks on it, it's going to be 100% up across the board for the rolls on that greater rift 80. I can do 3 of these rifts at this level. So I'm getting 3 times as much work done toward getting the Caldesann's Despair. Because again, we're just focusing on getting these gems up to 80 so I can augment my items and see if that makes enough of a difference to help push me over the top. So what I'm expecting to happen is I'll spend all day doing this. Hopefully it doesn't take me until Game of Thrones comes on tonight, because I'm not missing that. Yeah, sand snakes couldn't keep me away from Games of Thrones. Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike for mentioning that. So what's going to happen is, as I get up higher, I'm going to get to the point where the greater rift I'm doing is less than 14 levels above whatever ranking of my legendary gem is. So because I know I can do a greater rift 80, guaranteed success, I know I'm not going to screw up. I mean, there's a chance I get a bad rift, something happens, but I'm pretty sure that I can do an 80. I can probably do 81 or even 82 and guarantee a 100% success rate. What happens is, so for that greater rift 80, if I have a legendary gem that's at least that's 66, then it's going to be 100% guaranteed across the board on all the rolls to get it done. Alright, 12 minutes 33 seconds, so that's 2.5 minutes. Just call it 3 for argument's sake. I didn't get anything, don't really care. We're just focusing on Caldesann's Despair and nothing else. And something else to talk to you about, I don't want that, is if you put the item that you're going to speed level at that time in your bag, it'll show up in our buyer seat. It'll be the first item that shows up. So you can just focus on leveling this up. Now I've done some others. I just want to work on this one right here. And I'm going to be leveling this Mutilation Guard unless this turns out to be one of those items that only levels up to like 50 max. I think at one time Ice Blink did that. I'm not sure. There were a couple items, maybe Boon of the Hoarder, maybe Gem of East, something. There were a couple legendary gems that did not level up beyond 50, and I didn't know that. Didn't do a very good job of reading the tooltip and maxed it out, and when I hit 50 and I couldn't go any further, oh my lord, I was so mad, because it was just, there's so much time just to get it to 50. So to go back to what I was saying about the greater rift 80, so if I have a legendary gem that's a 66, when I go in that 80, all 4 rolls will be guaranteed 100%, which means the gem will now be a 70. I go back into the 80 because that's all I'm going to do is I'm going to farm 80, 80, 80, because I know I can nail that. I can get it done. I can get the, I get the rift boss at the end, and I know I'll get Ursi to come up so I can upgrade it. So that first roll of that 70, that newly 70 legendary gem in that greater rift 80 will be 100%, but after that it'll go down to 90 and then 80 and then 70. So we're just going to do this 100% across the board, and there we go. Alright, so my plan here is I'm going to spend some time. I'll let you have an idea about how much time that I spent doing this. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll actually record it and try to give you a close estimate to how much time, and we'll get back to this a little later tonight when I show you this finally at 80. If I have to go over 30 greater rifts, then I'll go farm some more keystones. But there you go. That's my guide. It's very simple, very plain. Hope you guys enjoying season 6. See you tonight. Later, dudes.